Oh, right, relays. That reminds me of, baton passing. I used to pronounce it baton, like baton pass, and I'm not really sure if that's correct or not. I say baton now because pretty much everyone else does, but... Anyway, that's what I used to call that Pokemon move, baton pass. This is one of those classroom questions in P4 that's always stuck out to me. Which of these sports also uses an anchor? And that is tug of war, although wrestling with anchors sounds interesting. But yeah, it's tug of war. Also swimming with anchors. Extreme handicapped swimming. I actually didn't know that anchor was a relay term. Definitely knew about tug of war though from primary school days. That was interesting. Yeah, one team would usually end up being brutally thrown off their feet and smashing into the dirt. And today's also going to be a little interesting guide-wise, because this is supposed to be a spend time for Sun, but this should be a rank up, I think. So if I check my S-Link, I think I got, yeah, she was rank 6 last time, so this should be rank 7, hopefully. And if I check my personas, oh yeah, Tamlin is Sun, so that's fine. So, let's see Ayane. Who, I actually forgot about this because I hadn't watched the, well, actually kind of a spoiler to call, to say the exact name of the anime episode, but I hadn't watched one of the later anime episodes for a while. I didn't realize that Ayane is the route that they went with for Sun in the anime. Yumi, I don't think appears at all. If she does, she probably only gets a brief cameo. The one thing that I will say from the way the anime handles the Sun social link is, what the heck is this violin-headed monstrosity that's on the door to the music room in the anime? I actually really like the way the anime works in this social link, because it ties into another event that's going to happen a little bit later on in this, between dungeons period. Oh no. Yeah. Always sucks when that happens. When you're only getting a role in something due to replacing someone else, and then the person you're replacing comes back. And she's been practicing for it too. And that's just gonna make things even worse. These options don't affect points, but this one gives you a stat boost. And that's a lot of pressure too, because if she says yes, she's essentially depriving this guy of his ability to play. Yeah, I knew this music would stop sooner or later. This is a bit of an interesting choice because normally options like this imply the start of a romance route. That's not the case for this one, and I'm not really sure why, as I've mentioned before at length how intimate hugging is in Japan. Ayane is like the one person in all of Persona that you can hug during a social link and it doesn't imply anything romantic, at least not yet. And yes, I am including Yosuke in that. There'll be more chances, there always will. I mean, at least it's giving her a better idea of what she really wants to do. This is actually quite similar to Risei's rank 8 in a lot of ways. That's what I was getting at. I get that. This is the first time she's really been thinking about herself rather than just putting the band first all the time.
I'm sorry.
And there are the Pikachu cheeks again. That line there, all because of you though, it does relate to something that I have seen people talk about. They feel like is a bit of an issue they have with Persona 4 and 5 as opposed to 3. Where 3, a lot of the characters and social links kind of grew on their own merits. But in 4 and 5, they're usually dependent on the protagonist for that growth. I think both approaches have their merits.
Let's go home.
I'll talk more about that when it comes to party members later on.
Welcome back.
Eerily quiet today. Well, yeah, we can tutor, but for that we're gonna need to go and get a tower persona. Unfortunately, there's a certain tower persona that we can fuse, and I'm not gonna do that, because it would be horrifying using Maru as my matching persona for this social link. Oh, also there's a poem. Violent handwriting, that doesn't bode well.
My list. The hated. People who are all talk. Lying grown-ups. Keeping up appearances. Hypocrites. Myself. I hate myself. Dumbass. The light. Animals. Only cute ones, though. Like cats. Milk tea. I like lemon too, though. Black, blue, gray too. Only dark gray. And me.
While the tea thing just makes me think of that one Splatfest in Japan that kind of became a meme for all the wrong reasons. That one's actually really interesting. Particularly the way that she separates myself and me. I'm kind of wonder what term she used for those in Japanese, because there are a few different terms like that that you can use to refer to yourself, and a lot of them do imply subtly different things. Of course, also the adults thing makes me think that that poem will be very at home in P5. But anyway, the main reason why I was in here was to see if I could fuse a tower persona. There's one that I have in mind in particular. This is the tower persona that I wanted. I don't want to get rid of Kinky, though. Okay, I think I'll go with this, and then I'll buy back Kinki. Still no accident. Also, hi there, Model Swap. I got your Model Swapped version before you yourself. So, Kuhulan's kind of interesting as far as personas go, because, well, actually not so much personas, but more demons, because in... Oh, it's a Fusion Forecast Day. Interesting. Because in a poll conducted for Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, he was voted the 3rd most popular demon in the series. Oh, by the way, guess who's number 1? Hint, they're also of the Tower Arcana. Yeah, I definitely want you back. And it's, I don't know, I've never really found that many games where Kuhulan is, like, super amazing as far as a persona or demon goes. Maybe in some SMT games he's good, but some people are kind of suspicious that it might just be Fate fans influencing things there. Because I know that he's very popular from the Fate series. It still slips my mind, like, what the name of this song is, but I like it.
Can you teach me this?
I guess we do have an actual cheesecake there, though it looks a little bit like Castella cake.
Mom!
Stop embarrassing people by saying how much smarter I am than everyone. I already do that myself. See, this actually is very true of Japan. I've mentioned this before. You pretty much are set for life the moment you get into a good college or university. And this right here is another thing. This is basically the expected path of everyone in Japan.
Mister.
Well, we have to say this for now.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's probably too young to be thinking about that. I think he's like supposed to be 13 or 14 maybe, 14 at most.
Raison d'etre.
Three grades above. Okay, so if we're second year high school, then he would be, well, yeah, I think they mentioned that already in the start of the social link anyway. Yeah, it means like reason to live, reason for being. Okay, so single mother family, I'm guessing. I mean, his mother made tea for us, but she probably has ulterior motives with that. She kind of just wants to brag about how smart he is and keep us on as a tutor so he gets even smarter. Yeah, unfortunately that requires max diligence. So we have to say this. Is that the only option in the game that requires maxed out diligence? It might be. There isn't a lot that requires a diligence rank that high. I mean, it's kind of understandable that you would need that much diligence to offer to do that, but yeah. Still annoying that we have stat-locked options this late into the game, and that's a big part of why I'm so glad that P5 removed stat-locked options. Although, on the other hand, it also had entire confidants that would block off ranks based on having max in a certain stat, but that's for a later game. Anyway, yeah, looks like maps of the world put Japan in the center. I mean, there's no real center of the world, basically, but, yeah, you could say things about the fact that Japan is the center of the world in a lot of their maps. And yeah, where would the map of, where would Japan be on most maps? It's on the right edge of Thailand. Japan does not exist! Yeah, that's why it's generally called Eastern. I still find it weird that most people refer to, like, you know, places like America, UK, and Australia as the West, even though Australia is nowhere near West by most standards. We're more like South. In fact, we're actually closer to Asia than many places are, and to some degree, I feel we kind of take a lot of influence from Asia. But anyway, this actually would be Naoto's deadline if we hadn't rescued her yet. And for that reason, I want to actually go into town and check the Velvet Room just to see if there's any kind of special fusion forecast today that would help you with that boss fight, maybe. Because I like the way that they did that for both Kanji and Yukiko's dungeons. Maybe they don't do it as much later on, though. It's just bonus stats. I had a feeling it wasn't anything special. And, well, since we're in town, we may as well go for the Mega Beef Bowl Challenge, although have I cleaned out the vending machines yet? No, I haven't. We don't really need these that much anymore, but I guess it has become a habit, and now I'm addicted and I can't give it up. For Mega Beef Bowl, all we need is diligence. Although, if you aren't following the music club, then you probably will need knowledge at this point as well. Of course, that was the one option out of all four that I don't need. Okay, there we go. This is the reverse of the time where I needed, everything but courage. Here, it's a 3 out of 4 chance, basically. I guess word travels fast in this town. Huh. If you watch the anime, she's made deliveries to weirder places. I don't know if I've said this before, but some people think that if you ordered Aya inside the TV world, then
And now the weather.
Aika would be able to deliver it.
The week ended on a wet note as rain clouds moved into the area. As a result, a thick fog is expected to form in the Inaba region later tonight.
The weather robot is at it again, saying the exact same thing she said every other deadline. But we have our combo from the TV show. Red fish and breadcrumbs to get more red goldfish. There anything in the fridge? Nope, okay. So all we have to do tonight is watch the Midnight Channel. I still haven't displayed my other crane game prizes. It's always the little things that you forget to do sometimes. There actually is a minor benefit to being able to fill your whole shelf, but by the time you have access to being able to do that, you won't really be able to reap much of the rewards. But yes, the machinations of Dr. Fortune have been thwarted. The Phoenix Rangers saved the day again, even without their costumes. Huh, that voice wasn't there for a while. I guess they're going out in public again now that, we know that, the real killer hasn't been caught.
Are you feeling better now?
Yes, thanks to all of you. I'd like to thank you once again for what happened.
Don't mention it. But hey, your uniform.
Huh? Yes. After contemplating the matter, I went with what I've been wearing thus far. There's no need for you to...
Hey, it's the Detective Prince.
That's no prince. I heard he's a she.
Huh? You serious? If he's a she, then... oh, crap!
Kinda disappointed. But then again, there's something neat about it. Yeah, if you look at it a certain way, doesn't she seem pretty cool?
My, rumors spread so quickly.
But at least there are people out there who think you're cool. You don't need to hide anymore. That reminds me of a certain someone.
Thank you. But it doesn't bother me at all. There's no need to worry on my behalf. So please, treat me as you did before. That aside, I'd like to discuss the case with you all. We're dealing with a kidnap and murder case perpetrated by someone lurking in this very town. And it isn't over yet. Let's go over the finer points after school.
Well, now that we have an actual detective on our side, these discussions are going to get a lot more interesting, and she's probably going to be dragging us to meetings like this much more frequently than we were used to.
First, I heard the doorbell ring. But when I opened the front door, I saw no one there. Just as alarm bells sounded in my mind, someone grabbed me roughly from behind and covered my mouth with something. Immediately afterward, I was put into something like a sack and most likely carried on the culprit's shoulder.
Wow, how could you remember all that?
The culprit seems to have used a chemical to incapacitate me, but luckily I wasn't completely unconscious. I had been expecting a trick along those lines, so I was somewhat prepared. And of course, I was desperate to gather as much information as I could.
She was knowing that she was going to get kidnapped, so...
No wonder you're an ace detective.
That ain't something to be proud of. You are too damn calm about all this.
Judging by their actions and body type, I'd say the culprit is definitely a man. I heard no conversations or voices, so I believe he is acting alone.
Whoa, that is way more progress than we've ever made.
It's after that things get murky. I felt a single impact, which I assume is when I was thrown inside the TV. But the time from kidnapping to that point seemed too short. It was a matter of minutes.
So you were immediately thrown inside the TV after being kidnapped. Oh, could there have been a TV on the side of the road?
That'd be way too big of a coincidence.
Regrettably, my memory from there on is a blur.
It almost seems like the culprit must be carrying some kind of a portable TV with him, but it would have to be large enough to fit a whole person inside.
I see. But man, the killer came right up to the door and rang the bell? That's just crazy.
Isn't that what happened with the rest of us, though?
I finally understand why you all testified that you couldn't recall much of what happened.
Whoever's doing this seems to be pretty good at covering up their presence. Nobody's ever got a direct glimpse of him.
Such a bizarre experience, with mental and physical fatigue on top of it. It's only natural to be confused. And going by the surrounding circumstances, my kidnapping and everyone else's were near identical. There is no question that the culprit is the same in each case.
So, that Mitsuo boy who said he killed King Moron.
Everything makes sense now. I can't say for sure until I gather more concrete evidence. But Mitsuo Kubo's only victim was Mr. Muraoka. It was a copycat killing that mimicked the true culprit's method.
No wonder King Moron's death broke the pattern in so many ways.
The question remains, though, as to how Kubo learned of that world.
That's it! That's what was bothering me! Mitsuo could enter the TV, right? Then why didn't he kill King Moron that way?
I believe he didn't understand the other world as well as the true culprit. Even though I can now enter it myself, it wouldn't occur to me to use it for murder. And remember, the previous corpses left no sign that their deaths had anything to do with the other world.
True, if he was trying to copy the killings, he had no way of knowing how they did it.
After Kubo became wanted, leaving him with nowhere to run, he probably thought for the first time, what if I put my entire body into the TV? The bizarre condition of the corpses that caused such commotion is probably because they died on the other side. It's a simpler explanation than figuring out why the killer would risk disposing of the bodies in such a way. Which means their inexplicable condition of being hung on a foggy day wasn't due to the culprit making a statement. Much of our speculation could be tested if we could ask Kubo in person. However, I've unfortunately been taken off the investigation.
Why am I not surprised?
And I highly doubt that the police will believe any of this.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little hard to prove. I mean, even if we shoved our hand inside the TV right in front of them, that'd probably make things even worse.
They wouldn't admit that it wasn't Mitsuo in the first place. Once you've said something on TV, it's not easy to admit you were wrong.
Oh boy, more true words from Persona 4.
I believe the primary cause of my dismissal was because I raised that possibility to them. The police won't readily concede that they made false charges. All the more so if the accused is a juvenile. In fact, the overwhelming sentiment with the police force is to end this case with his arrest.
They're just kind of desperate for this whole thing to be done.
Even if it's possible there's another killer?
Those dickheads. I had a feeling that would be the case. Not that I trusted him in the first place.
But, Naoto, if you were that calm when it happened to you, couldn't you have, I'm not saying you should have caught him, but isn't it kind of sad for an ace detective to go down that easily?
To tell you the truth, I was really scared. I'm sorry.
It can't be helped. None of us could resist the culprit either. Don't forget, Naoto-kun is younger than us, and she's a girl.
Oh yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting when I see her talking like this. You know, Naoto?
What is it?
You got balls. For a girl.
Regardless, I have no doubt that the culprit will continue with his attacks. We can only watch and wait for him to make the next move. But this is no longer a mere job or someone else's affair. I want to know the truth of why we were targeted. Please allow me to join your effort.
Of course.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best, leader.
I was about to say finally someone with a decent amount of brains here. To be honest, I would say that probably the smartest person here, I guess besides the protagonist, because he's kind of a blank slate, would be Yosuke before Naoto joined. But a new party member ranks us up to 8 of the full Arcana.
Since I'm the king of the geniuses, I knew it would work out this way.
And I'm not insulting everyone else's intelligence or anything, I'm just saying that, as far as deductions go, Yosuke's kind of been carrying us for the most part.
Chan's glasses.
Well, now Chan's at least better than Now Cakes.
Thank you. They told me about you, Teddie.
Oh, I also like how Yu's head conveniently hid Teddie showing the glasses, so they didn't have to show a model here.
I can sympathize with your drive to find yourself. If I may help in any way, let me know.
Wow. What a nice girl.
Teddie, don't get any ideas. So, with all of us on the team now, who's going to be targeted next?
Oh, welcome home, big bro.
And I've already forgot what we're going to be doing tonight. Let me quickly check that, because that was kind of a decently big story scene there. Oh, we're gonna... Apparently we actually just have to do a spend time with Shu for Tower. Would make sense considering that the last one didn't give very much points, but every spend time here is worth 10,000 yen, so I am all for that. Oh, also Adachi's there, but we're still not able to hang out with him again. Yeah, that's pretty much all we've been doing lately. If that's the boss talking, he seems like a decent person to work with. Were those lanterns candlelit before? Did I not notice that? Because they look really cool when they're candlelit. Of course, I keep getting Genji beetles now, and I don't really need them much anymore. Not that much point in catching another Sea Guardian since the cat doesn't like them. Okay, just, one spend time, thankfully. With a matching persona.
Excuse me. Do you have time after school today?
Okay, I have a suspicion as to which scene this is.
Did something happen?
No. Rather, I'd like to have a doctor examine Teddie.
Yep, I was right, it's this scene.
A doctor?
You mean a vet?
The normal kind, actually. If you're free, I've scheduled a checkup for him after school today. A thorough physical examination might be a good first step in figuring out what Teddie is.
Make sure you booked an appointment with a male doctor, because if Teddie found out he was getting a thorough physical examination by a female doctor, then, yeah, he would freak out and that's not going to end well.
And I thought it might be a good idea for the rest of us to get checkups as well. We should see if the fog over there or the power we've gained have had any negative effects on our health. Since you all have been active on the other side far longer than I have, you should definitely be examined.
You know, we never thought of that before, so, you are a great addition to this team.
Negative effects? Don't drop scary stuff on us like it's nothing. But yeah, I never even thought about that.
I've arranged to have Kanji-kun and Rise-san looked at as well.
Wow, you're on the ball about all this. Are you sure you're not an adult?
Her height's a big giveaway, though.
Well, I'll see you all after school.
You might also notice that Naoto wears platform shoes. Definitely a lot of insecurities in the height department.
That was just an ordinary checkup.
Huh, I was kind of looking forward to getting into some gigantic machine and being spun around.
Was there really a point to this? The doctors look confused too.
Oh, they're back.
I'm very sorry for the wait.
Okay, here's the moment of truth.
I'm very sorry for the wait.
So did they find out anything about Teddie?
They did indeed. They found out that they can't tell anything about him. I even had them take an X-ray, but nothing came up on it. No matter how many times they tried, it would always be too blurry to read.
I still kind of question why the doctors didn't freak out about this, or think it was a big deal at all.
A visual examination and standard palpations indicated that he seems perfectly normal. Since the machine could be malfunctioning, they told me to try another hospital if we're still worried about him. I felt bad for making them go through all this.
So he is different.
I like to headcanon that Teddie's human form has no bones at all.
Oh my, what should I do? They took a look at everything inside me.
Or, like, no internal organs either.
She just said they couldn't see anything on the X-ray, you dork.
But at least they didn't find anything wrong with him, right? Man, we know as much about Teddie as we do those personas and shadows.
Oh yeah, I tried looking them up at the library and on the net. Persona means something like another personality. And I think they listed shadow under the related terms.
Shadows are shadows. I think there's something that comes out of people. I can't really explain.
I performed my own research after the incident. Persona and shadow are common psychological terms.
And again, nobody thought to research this until now.
Of course, the ones we are familiar with don't quite fit those definitions.
Yeah, tell me about it.
This is what was written in an unofficial project document that I happened to come across. A shadow is suppressed power, and when controlled by one's ego, it becomes a persona.
It becomes a persona? What does that mean? They're basically the same thing? Well, then again, all those shadows we beat the shit out of did turn into personas. Who cares about the details? It doesn't matter what they are. They get in our way, I'll crush them.
Still, I couldn't find any information on how they're related to the other world.
I'll just say here that I personally like to think that that document that Naoto found was by the Kirijo group. Makes sense that documents by them would be some of the few that exist on this kind of thing.
There's so much stuff about us that we don't have a clue about.
There's some things we do know, though. I got a bunch of awesome data with me. It's kinda embarrassing that I'm the only one who had personal details shown to the world, so... Ta-da! Nowadays, information wants to be free.
Was this line in the original version at all? I don't know if that was or...
Therefore, I'll break the ice by announcing the results of everyone's physical exams.
What? No, you won't! Give them to me now!
Ooh, first place in the shortest legs division is... Huh, who would have guessed?
It's not me, is it? Hey, what kind of things did they examine anyway? Look, if you're gonna blab at all, you might as well tell us the girls' measurements.
What? Are you a complete and utter moron?
Sure, go right ahead. My profile's been public knowledge for ages.
I don't know whether to be happy that Risei's effectively immune to this, or worried that they publicize all of that information about her.
Oh, but my bust size is 2 centimeters smaller than they print. My agency insisted.
By the way, her shadow actually uses, the fake bust size.
No, don't say mine.
Aw, I bet guys won't care what size you are, senpai. And having modestly sized breasts like yours would definitely make it easier to wear a kimono.
What?
Oh yeah, Naoto-kun's in here too, huh? Let's see. Naoto-kun's is...
Huh?
Is this for real? Wait, isn't this measured wrong?
Anyways, the important thing is that according to the examination results, nothing's wrong with our health. So we won't be needing these anymore. I'm going to go shred them.
Well, thank goodness everyone's healthy.
The delivery on Naoto's lines there is even better in the anime.
You're right. Let's go home.
After all that, they found out nothing about me. I wonder what I really am.
And we interrupt this pervy comedy antics scene for serious soul searching.
Yeah, thanks, Sensei.
And this is one of the skills that I really love about Teddie. Combined with Mataru Kaja, this makes Teddie excellent against bosses. He just helps you kill them so much faster. But now I have to think about what to get rid of here. Oh wait, I already said we can get rid of Energy Shower now. There's really nothing significant that uses Innovation or Exhaustion as far as boss fights go now. Well, I mean, there's one more for Innovation, but...
Hey! If you don't hurry, we're gonna leave you guys behind!
there's a very easy way to get around that. It's an attack that's clearly telegraphed, and you can just guard to avoid the status.
You're back.
Oh boy, midterms. Except we never need to study ever again since, well, you know, we have maxed out knowledge. We are now a sage. Now, we're supposed to finish reading Catching Bugs tonight. However, I think since we just got medical exams, now will be a perfect time to see Devil's rank 10. Or not. We need one more spend time. Dang it. Oh well, I guess we'll get Devil maxed out next time. At least I have Lilith. Okay, we'll max her out next time.